Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stand Side with Cosmetics Business here live in Paris for the 2024 edition of Cosmetics Global. Today I am super excited to be joined by AlUla Peregrina Trading and more specifically Nicholas, who is a COO, and Becca, who is a CEO. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're really excited to find out a bit more about the business.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So look, one of the questions we are really interested to take a deep dive into is for you to tell us a bit more about AlUla Peregrina's trading, the supply chain and the transparency in that supply chain.
So AlUla Peregrina, we're setting up the first supply chain from the desert of Arabia. The Moringa peregrina tree grows in the desert, native to the region of AlUla, and it grows and flourishes in an environment that is harsh and dry.
Sure.
The use of the oil extracted from the seed has a long history, been used centuries ago during the antiquity time. Today we are reviving this ancient treasure to extract the oil and also create some active ingredients in the cosmetic industry. An important element is that all of the seeds are fully traceable. So we deal directly with the farmers from the local community.
And how does that align with the company's mission overall then?
So a big part of our mission is to make a positive impact on the social and economic development for the local community. We employ today 70% young women from AlUla. We deal directly with 155 farmers, in addition to providing training for them.
Fantastic. So that you're reinvesting back into the land, which you are sourcing ingredients from.
Absolutely.
So not just about providing an active ingredient where there's an element of upcycling and a high function element, but also reinvesting back into the land, ensuring employment opportunities and training as well.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And Nicholas, for you, we'd like to know what's specifically unique about the ingredients.
So yeah, what is quite unique is all our ingredients take their source and power from the seeds, from the tree that, as Abu Bakr was saying, needs to survive into extreme environments. So it develops a certain ecosystem that it transmits to the seeds and therefore to the ingredients. So we've developed mostly 3 ingredients, which are all patented. A virgin oil, the virgin AlUla Peregrina oil, which is having impact on the skin, moisturizing hydration, but most importantly on the hair density, regrowing hair density. We have 2 other extracts which are acting on anti-aging, so they are real active, anti-aging active, thanks to their action on the telomerase. So that means it reduces, let's say, the reduction of the telomere in the cell DNA, which has an impact on the skin. So anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, anti-dark spots, all the elements of anti-aging are extremely solid there. But what is also part of our mission is also to make sure, as you were mentioning, that we're sustainable, right? We use the whole upcycling strategy to make sure that we use everything that comes from the seed. So beyond these 3 ingredients, we also propose a secondary oil that we use in amenities for hotels locally, but also an hydrolyzed paste that is used in formulas for film forming to protect the skin. So we're using really every single part of the seed, limiting to the bare minimum the wastage that we have around that.
That's absolutely fantastic. And I think, that aligns so well with the educated consumer of today. They have access to more information than they've ever done before. They're very aware of the transparency of supply chains, not just in the cosmetics industry, but also within the food sector as well. So knowing that they are buying a beauty product that contains an ingredient that's been upcycled and repurposed, I think is fantastic marketing angle for any beauty brand that sources in it.
Definitely. And you said one word really important, which is the transparency.
Yeah.
And the transparency needs to go all the way from the farmers we're working with, the quality of the ingredients we propose, and that our clients would propose to their consumers, right? So
Absolutely.
we talked about the full traceability, but we made sure as well that every single claim that we have on our ingredients are science and data backed.
Yes.
So all the clinical tests, we've invested a lot of money into all the clinical tests to make sure that what we claim is what will the consumers will see.
Of course.
So they will be able to go back to where their ingredients come from and be assured about the quality of what they used.
Absolutely. Oh, fantastic. And, you know, I think that ties in quite nicely because you're talking about, you know, you've invested a lot of money to validate the claims of the ingredients itself. So what certifications are associated with the supply chain and the company then specifically?
Yeah, I mean, that was a really important thing for us because as much as we do beautiful thing locally and for the social, economical environment, we wanted to target the global market.
Yeah.
As a young supply chain, you need to bring credibility, especially on an ecosystem that
Yeah.
hasn't been exploited yet, the Desert of Arabia, right? So we're the very first supply chain from this ecosystem. So for us, it was really important to certify a certain number of things. So we've been audited thoroughly by UEBT
Right.
2 times that gave us and verified us as responsibly sourced, which was very important element for us to prove that we put international standards in
Yeah.
there. All our production lab is ISO 9001,
Yeah.
so proving that processes and quality assurance is at the highest level. And most of our ingredients were on the path to have all our ingredients being Cosmos approved, showing the naturality. So it was really important, again, as a young supply chain, to convince the world that we work with international standard. You can trust our product. Let's look at what they do and what is interesting for your consumers.
And these are imperative if you want to move into these international markets. You know, you absolutely have to get these certifications. You have to prove, validate that your claims are correct and true. And I know that you spend a lot of time and investment and budget to really back up exactly what you're claiming.
Exactly. I mean, that's something that, and really our company has been spending a lot of time in the background before being able to show that now in building very strong foundation that client and consumers can trust in the future.
So we've spoken a lot about where we source the ingredients, the traceability, the transparency, the upcycling, the time, money, and effort that you put into this ingredient to ensure that it's of the highest possible standard. And we're here today in Paris, adding Cosmetics Global. So what are your expectations at this show?
Well, the first thing is to present ourselves, right? And show to the world that a supply chain coming from the Desert of Arabia is existing and is solid.
It's an option.
So it is a major option. And so many of the people coming here or potential partners are saying, well, we've never seen that something coming from there. What are you doing? And it's important for us to show the desert, to show this because this is where we come from and this is what is unique versus what is there. So our objective now is really to find partners, to find distributors across the globe. We already have one major premium cosmetic brand which has used our oil, which is just coming out now, and also an American indie brand that is using our extract, but we're now accelerating in our penetration of the global markets. So this is really our objective today is to make it visible and to attract distributors, potential partners for the future.
And are those distributors ideally in certain regions, or are you open-minded to a global marketplace?
We're open-minded for a global market.
Fantastic.
So we could deal with several distributors across several regions and also individual brands.
Of course, and those individual brands, do they vary in size as well? Are you looking to specifically work with larger brands, and then you also cater for the smaller indie brands?
Of course, as long as we are positioned as a premium product.
Yeah.
So we have dealt already with the finest brand, and we have dealt also with a smaller brand, but we make sure that the final product is actually classified as a premium cosmetic product.
So it's a luxury end of the market that you position this particular ingredient.
Yes.
So it can be a small brand, it can be a large brand, so long as they are posing that they are at the higher end of the marketplace, that aligns with your company ethos.
Indeed.
And products there.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And finally, what are the future plans for the business? Maybe we can take a deep dive into here, because you've got so much going on here. And I know that, when we spoke earlier, you mentioned there's some really exciting plans in the pipeline as well. So maybe we can touch on that a bit.
So in the short term, we want to make sure that we are positioned globally as a premium active ingredient provider coming from the desert of Arabia. And then we will diversify our business. We're looking towards, we've already started doing some research and development towards other industries such as the pharmaceutical, the veterinary, and also the nutrition. We have done also some clinical tests and research on some active ingredients that we will hopefully release soon, and it has proven some positive effects. It is important to highlight that all of these efforts and the development that we're doing are in line with the Kingdom's 2030 vision. So towards diversifying the Saudi Arabia's economy in looking into more of a development of innovative technology, innovative products, fairly traded product, and also responsibly and ethically sourced ingredients.
So, and I think, companies like AlUla really help put that region on the map and really strive forward. So I think it's certainly a business you should be incredibly proud of. And I think for anybody listening in as well and listening to this interview, I think they should absolutely consider working with a business if they're operating within that luxury end of the marketplace.
Yes.
You're our best advocates. Thank you so much. Thank you for having
you guys do all the hard work. And listen, Nicholas, Abubakar, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We are very interested to follow your success, your journey. We're certainly going to be watching from the sidelines and cheering you guys on every step of the way. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
For everybody watching as well, thank you so much for dialing in. I'm sure you found it incredibly interesting. So for everybody watching, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join us in the next one.